Last week, we talked about this situation where a Polish CEO got exposed for snatching a signed hat out of a child's hand at a tennis match. And I just wanted to show that video in case you missed it last week. People somehow identified this man, and he responded like on LinkedIn and had to like defend himself. Yeah,
I love
pretty
that,
blatant.
like, the tennis player didn't even notice.
No, he probably thought that it was his dad. That's what the tennis player probably thought. He did make it right after the fact. I think that the tennis player found out later and then made sure that the kid got a signed hat. But the guy was exposed, and somehow from this grainy video where he's like wearing a hat and sunglasses, people identified him, and they were like, look at this evil billionaire.
Right.
He like owns a paving company in Poland? I don't know.
Oh.
Like, doesn't seem like evil billionaire status
Right.
to me, but he did do something evil. He stole from a child's hands.
Right, yeah.
Quite blatantly.
It's cancel culture.
So the second iteration of this occurred at a Phillies game over the weekend. This video was going everywhere. So this woman with, I would say, the Elizabeth Warren haircut approached this father who caught a home run ball for his son at the game and started getting into a back and forth with him. Let's look at that video. It's taken from afar, and then we have a close-up. So he gives it to his son, and she immediately... Don't touch people! Like, who do you think you are touching a stranger like that? So she demands to have it, and the dad gives it to her. And she storms off triumphantly. And then we have the close-up video that someone recorded in the stands afterwards.
That the girls that were sitting behind him got the volume.
Yeah.
You took it from me. Never seen my hands. Never seen my hands.
Wow.
Right. I'm glad you heard that.
So no one was on her side.
I actually hadn't even seen the video yet. I've just seen the discourse around it. That's
Yeah.
That's even worse than I thought it was going to be.
The original caption on the video says, Pepe Les Maddow stole a ball from a kid. What a miserable Karen. Get this
Yeah.
kid a signed ball. And that did actually happen. The kid
Oh, yeah.
did get a signed ball. The Phillies athlete Harrison Bader saw the video later on and then gave him a signed baseball bat.
Yep,
as well
gave him a whole bat.
afterwards.
Got to meet him and everything.
What a
They brought him a
class
prize
act.
package in the stands too. Some
Yeah.
concierge lady brought him a little bag of some stuff after they saw it, and she asked him if he was okay. I want to know if the dad is okay because
He was freaked
for
out.
Yeah.
some
At first he, like,
reason,
jumped,
He literally going like
yeah.
Mary,
that. Not a good look.
this
Yeah.
is
Not a good look.
It's like when you grab a me, and that's what they do.
this is what you
Shiver me
call.
timbers.
I think this is what you refer to as over feminized men. Did you see his reaction?
I did see his reaction, and I did think
Like,
I mean,
Right.
he shouldn't have given her the home run ball. He shouldn't have
Even
given
though-
her.
no,
Oh my
absolutely
God.
not. He should have stood his ground.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. You gave in to this woman for complaining. That's not how that works. Also, shut the hell up. The ball goes to the kid. This is how baseball has worked the entire time it's been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he didn't even stand up to defend his kid, I think makes him just as weak as the woman who came at him for the ball.
I suspect there's trauma going on. I suspect he'd been fired from a job previously, and that's because every HR lady, a lot of HR ladies look like that.
Yeah.
And so maybe there was some sort of like ancestral memory
From the haircut.
from where when
Gave
he
him
saw her
PTSD
approaching
flashbacks.
him rapidly of like when he made that off.
You think the Karen gene is passed down, like
Karen gene's-
inherently?
Yeah, that's definitely the case. But I think something happened to him in his past where he made an off-color joke in an office and was laid off.
I could see him going into fight or flight with
Right,
that. Like he
yeah.
was about to like start
Like he was like
hugging
panicked.
himself.
Like that's like if
and,
you saw
rocking
a bear.
back and forth.
Yeah, like if you saw a bear, because this is clearly not a very threatening woman.
Well, we have a better look at her in this photo, where she's in the bar. She went home with the baseball, woke up with the entire country hating her. Funny
Good.
how life works.
Good. I would have told this lady to go kick fucking rocks. I'm sorry. I would have. Like,
Yeah.
I got that ball fair and square. You've clearly never been to a baseball game before. It's not just, oh, it was in my area. You ruined my chance to get the baseball. Like, no.
Right.
Bullshit. It's got nothing. One has nothing to do with the other. Get out of here. Fair and square. Ball belongs to the kid. Even if it didn't, you give the ball to the kid. It's a kid's like in a child's mind, a baseball game is such an unbelievably magnificent event every single time that you go. Especially if you're a kid who likes to play baseball. I was in Little League. I loved it. It was some of the best 3 years of my life. We won a Little League championship.
Yeah,
like, not everyone gets to do that.
Seeds.
Amazing, just amazing.
A little big league chew and just the upper deck.
And the game is just so much fun. Like when you go to a major league game, that's the full experience. Is, oh man, maybe we'll get a ball. Maybe we'll catch a home run ball or something, or we'll get to meet a player. This kid got to do both, but unfortunately, that whole joy was robbed by this just menacing piece of old trash that wanted to come in and just quantify whatever entitlement she thinks she has for being a patron in a ballpark.
But since you mention it, pretty bitch made for his dad to forfeit the ball that quickly.
Yes, I believe that the Phillies fan that came and took the ball from him had bigger balls than he did.
And
she kind of mocked him.
Yeah, and the kid's old enough where I think if you gave him the ball, you could have let him handle, like, decide if he wanted to cave to pressure or not. Like, like he clearly wanted the ball. He clearly could have defended the ball if he really needed to. But the dad was the one that flipped on the son.
She long-housed them.
It's not up to the kid. I mean, and in Chicago, I could tell you right now, a kid like that would have stood up for himself and probably punched that lady in the mouth. But that's the south side of Chicago.
Well, what you cannot do is go running up to a stranger and you saw him, like, she grabbed him by the arm.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
That's basically like, you're about to assault me. Like, that's Brandon, a self-defense situation.
Right. Are you saying this is an indictment on the city of Philadelphia? You're saying their men are weak? Is this a shot fired?
I can't blame an entire city for one feminine man's fault.
Sure.
Unfortunately, I hope his son doesn't grow up like him. I think that's more detrimental to the country.
But this is a formative experience for that little boy. Like he's going to be radicalized by this.
Oh yeah.
Clearly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That specific, use the word again, phenotype of woman is that's going to be his biggest impediment to anything he wants to do in his life. I mean, that's just the case.
Yeah, or maybe he's going to learn from it and he's not going to stand for that type of shit. He's going to grow up to be his own man that defends his son at a baseball game when his ball gets taken by some Karen.
Right. Yeah, like because that specific type of woman will haunt you for your entire life as a man, because that's your teachers, then that's your college advisors, then that's your like HR ladies. Like me, I crashed
even
out.
the church ladies.
Even
some
like
of the church ladies.
Your church ladies. So it's like, you know, he's learning ahead, because like I didn't learn that I couldn't handle this woman anymore until I was like 22 and I like crashed out and went to Africa. Where in his case, he's learning at, what is he, probably 13 years old? It's like
he might be Gen Alpha.
He might be Gen Alpha, and let's just say Gen Alpha is not going to be handing the baseball back. I'll tell you that much.
You think that they're on the right track in that regard?
If trends hold with the Zoomers, where the younger they get, the more like radical they are, then Gen Alpha, they're not going to just not hand the baseball back, as they will respond.
This is like a moment in every child's life when you realize that your mom or your dad are like fallible.
Oh, it's the worst.
Like you witness like the first moment that makes you realize that your dad isn't the hero.
The
that
first
you thought
aura
he was.
hit. Yeah, you see your first ever aura hit to your dad, and it's like, because when you're a kid, your dad has like insane aura.
We didn't just witness internet history; like we witnessed like one of the formative experiences of this young man's life.
We witnessed the son giving up on his father
him forever. Truly,
we witnessed the son lose all respect for his father.
So, this is a separate conversation that I also wanted to start about this, because I've noticed there are a lot of rumors flying about Phillies Karen. People are trying to find out who this woman is, and there have been several targets that I don't even think were correct. I looked into this. There's a rumor that she has been fired from her job, but rumors claiming that she was an employee of the Hamilton Public Schools in New Jersey, and they dismissed those rumors, saying that any individual associated with their community would have caught the ball barehanded, avoiding the situation entirely. But it says they still haven't found out who this woman is. She was mistakenly identified as Leslie Ann Kravitz and also as Cheryl Richardson Wagner. Both have been publicly cleared by their respective parties or the individuals themselves. Can you imagine? Like, this other woman is just a nurse from New Jersey.
But she looks
had to
vaguely like
deny
that.
being
Yeah.
this woman on a Facebook post. She said that she's a Red Sox fan and not the crazy Philly mom. The thing is, she's not even a mom. She was just there like on her own. She just wanted the ball for
There's
herself.
just these vaguely, HR looking women around the country that are just getting accused by their
yeah,
coworkers.
it's a
That
total,
looks like her.
It's a total witch hunt. And that was really what I was wondering about. Like, as detestable as her behavior is, do we really want to have these Jumbotron moments happen periodically in this country where, like with the Andy Byron Coldplay Jumbotron scandal,
Yeah.
do we want to feel constantly surveilled upon and like we could become the target of the entire nation's ire in just a moment's notice? Like, I feel like that's a bad sign for where we're headed culturally. And like maybe a sign that we have not seen the end of cancel culture. Like maybe it's not being fought on the lines of social justice anymore.
I feel like we
But
went a
incidents
while.
like this instead.
Well, I think we went a while without like a jumbotron because I feel like this happened a lot like 10 years ago, and then we went about like 5 to 8 years where this didn't happen as much. And I think it's because like the political climate was so crazy that people were all focused on that. And now that we're it feels like politics are cooling down a little bit again to some degree, or maybe people are more disengaged.
Now we have apolitical witch hunts.
Yeah, we just have these proxy wars taking place in baseball stadiums across the country. I think that's what's going on.
Although I wouldn't call it strictly apolitical because of the fact that she represents this Karen archetype. And I'm a defender of Karens. I don't think that she represents Karens. Karens are unfairly maligned people. Like, I think that they are upholding like the last bastion of customer service and like basic standards of living in this country. She's not a Karen, in my opinion. She doesn't represent the Karen class.
She might as well have walked up to that dude and said, "Let me see your manager."
It's Karens and Google reviewers are the last two stands for like Western civilization.
The Karens care about upholding standards of decency and the idea that like customer service still matters. This is not that situation.
I'll get her a Karen's Care shirt then.
She has
with
the haircut
2 K's on it, nice and white and bright. I don't think so. See,
the glasses also don't help.
in my mind, the definition of Karen is going beyond that limit of like what's correct and what's what am I
standing
even
on
looking for?
business.
Yeah. They're breaching that line for things that probably aren't even really worth all of the trouble that they're putting these people through. I mean, like,
if you didn't have like once a month like a PMS lady just like crashing out at a Cane's, then the service at that Cane's will be bad for you, because all those kids like when I worked retail, someone would blow up on you about once a month. But you would have that in the back of your head for the rest of the month. You would be on like better.
Like Karens are kind of fighting
behavior
for all of us.
Yeah. So am I saying I would want a Karen? It was like, would I want to marry a Karen? No, absolutely not.
No.
But they provide value and they keep all of America's fast food workers in line.
I don't know.
Right. They're running this ship like the Navy.
Right.
Like,
and it's the same thing with, and this is another unsung hero of American society, is the Google reviewers. Because I don't ever leave reviews on Google. I don't know anybody that does. But there's like a small subset of the population that is just firing off reviews for everything, and they will whip a 1-star out like it's nothing. And I think Karens are being falsely maligned, and I don't think Google reviewers are being credited for the service that they're providing to the American public, because once again, it's keeping all of these institutions that. At this point, is a place like Cane's really accountable to like the American public, because it's like once you get to a certain level as a business, then you
it's all about shareholder value.
Right, you're not responding to like the market as much, so it's like you got to go straight to the employees, and that's how you still guarantee good service. And so
See, I can't agree with you there, Tate. I gotta tell you,
This must be a generational thing.
I think so.
So, I did my time in customer service.
Oh, I did a tour.
Like a lot of people
I
have.
did about 2 tours. Yeah.
Maybe not newer generations, but like we did our time. I did at least 10 years on the phones. I did other shit, sales, stuff like that. These were the people that made you want to quit your job.
Right, and they pushed you.
That's not
They
them
pushed you to be
keeping me
better.
on my toes. That's them making me want to walk out of the store because you're being a dick.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a dick to a worker.
But
you don't have
before
to.
we
You
get
have
to
a
that,
moral
we
choice.
do have a couple of 20s. Gordon Shumway said, best video I've seen was a man and a little girl racing to get a ball. The man got there first and held the ball up in triumph because he got there first. Then he turned around and gave the little girl the ball, as he should.
National hero.
Pop Culture Junkie said, if that baseball incident would have happened at a White Sox game, that woman would have left the stadium requiring some dental surgery.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you were about to say something.
Yeah, so it's like, so I worked at an auto parts store, a major chain, one of the big three, if you will, and I worked there, and I became like an assistant manager at a certain point. And I remember there's like male Karens, but they're the same thing. They're functionally providing the same service to the American people, which is they're blowing up on like 18-year-olds across the country. And yes, you did want to like walk out of the store, you wanted to kill yourself after interacting with them, but you would operate in a way for weeks afterwards to ensure that never happened again.
It depends on
kept
how
you in line.
justified the complaint was.
Never
If you're
justified.
just complaining to be a dick, I didn't care. You got written off, and I forgot about you the second you
they
walked out
are
of the store.
totally justified, especially
Right.
now in the age of like the Gen Z stare, where there's just zero accountability for.
Yeah, because I would not be.
Don't
locked
get me
in.
wrong.
people.
That's where the coin flips for me. Is yes, if you're not holding yourself and your company accountable for your failures against this customer, then yes, absolutely, that's on you.
Right.
Not the customer. If you have a valid reason to complain because you injustice, bad service, whatever, that's a different story. I can understand going off the rails.
But
Sure,
it's-
you're a paying
yeah.
customer. But realistically, if you're just bringing your shit to somebody
Yeah.
who's been dealing with it all day, probably for weeks or months or years at a time, and you think you're just going to roll in and you're better than everybody else, you're not. You're still a human being. You still have... This person has just as many rights as you do, even though he's working at the store that you are patronizing.
Sure.
You know? So, like, don't be a dick if you don't have to be, I guess, is my thing.
But what the Karen does, so like let's just say something major happens, like when I worked at this, we turned brake rotors and I gouged a brake rotor. The guy was upset, right, as he should, because that's
Rotors
a major,
aren't cheap.
That's a major thing to happen. That's
Yeah, that
something
sucks.
that's something that every single person should be upset about. I'm talking about Karens that it's like just a little minor thing that I think I could get away with every customer, just like not giving a full effort here or like doing something there.
I drove 2 hours for a free sample, and you guys are out of free samples. I want my free sample. I don't care. I'm not leaving. I'm
Right.
going to stand here. You can have someone go
Yeah.
make one right now for me.
It's a very minor injustice, but those things add up. And if we don't have those Karens there calling out that behavior,
The world would be a better
on a
place.
monthly place. No, I think all of these.
I'm with Tate on this.
I think all of these like front-facing businesses would just get away with more and more and more, and we would live in a dystopia, really. Like you would be dealing with because the only places where Karens can never get their way, nothing changes, is government institutions. So like the DMV, the post office, and that's like some of the worst, most dehumanizing experiences you can have in the United States. And it's because no matter what a Karen does to one of those employees, they don't have to change anything because they have the government backing them. Versus like an O'Reilly.
Yeah, but those
someone
people
blows
are
up on me,
miserable.
and my manager will just come by and just give it to her. Just do that, and don't do that again. And things change. And then you in the back of your head, I'm like, well, I don't want this crazy lady blowing up on me again. And again, I see what you're saying. I'm not endorsing Karens, broadly speaking. They typically are very like neurotic.
No,
people.
I'm completely cool with having a 50-50 draw here to where there's morality and then there's just being an asshole. And I don't think that that's right in the customer service community. I think it's detrimental to a lot of people's attitudes. Some of these people go home and are insanely depressed, and all they want to do is go to bed because they're dreading getting back up and going back to work and dealing with people like that. And that's
Yeah.
not fair to these people who need jobs.
But you're going to do that anyway. Like when I worked at AutoZone, it didn't matter how great of a day I had. I'd wake up the next day and be like, I got to go back to AutoZone.
Well, I mean, take your pick on job, though, too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, most people don't have that choice. So you're
Yeah.
working at an AutoZone. Maybe the guy who's selling hot tubs at the American whatever the hell down the street is having a better day than you
having a
because he
great
sold
day.
more hot tubs.
Yeah.
But maybe he also gets bitched at less because he's in a profession where there's just no room for bitching about anything.
Well, I think also a lot of boomers, and that is a lot of the Karens, they're boomers. They remember a time when you could start out in the service industry or customer service and
Yeah.
work your way up the ladder. And it's that American dream story that resonates with them. Whereas mostly the Gen Zers who occupy those roles these days have no such upward mobility in those companies, and they feel like this is a dead-end job. Why should I care about
Yes.
impressing anybody? And in a way, they're right. Like, practically speaking, they're right. But also, if you're one of these rude employees who is just giving people the Gen Z stare, dismissing them, not speaking to them like another human being, that also hurts you. Like it's spiritually damaging to you to be rude to people, whether you're on the Karen side or the employee side.
They're nasty people. I'm not saying that.
Oh, then it becomes the norm, and then you're just that type of person going forward in any situation. It doesn't matter what the hell it is.
But when these people are gone, the quality of experience you're going to have in retail and fast food is going to be miserable. And a good preview for anyone in the crowd that's skeptical of this is go to a fast food restaurant or any sort of like commonly frequented retail establishment near or on a college campus, and you will get some of the worst service you've ever experienced in your entire life, because they're only having to deal with college students, and college students, young people nowadays, are not confrontational. The last thing they're going to do is cause
they're
a stink.
afraid to ask for napkins.
They're afraid to ask for napkins. So it's like
forget Karen level.
Yeah, the employees at
crash-outs.
the employees at your Canes by LSU's campus, they operate with total impunity, because
It'll ask you a question.
Right, no matter how bad they perform, no matter what they do, they know that the college students are just going to take it.
Tate, are we ruling out here the fact that people can just approach a cashier and say, hey, you guys got my order wrong, do you mind fixing it?
You're saying young people don't
Like,
do that.
Yeah, young people are not like mentally capable of doing that. I know that you don't understand this.
No,
but
I don't. That's not. It's not that I don't understand it. I absolutely see that and get that.
So conflict averse that
but that's a problem they need to deal with.
That's true. They do
that's
need
a shortcoming that they
can,
need
I'm just
to
saying,
deal
like
with.
those people who are so afraid of conflict like that could maybe take a note from the Karen and just have a little bit more audacity.
And
it would be a very short note for me, because I don't think that that's a way to live or treat people.
Well, that's why all I'm illustrating is what you can come to expect in a society that's rid itself of Karens.
Because I've had plenty of experiences where somebody has messed something up real bad on me, where I should be insanely pissed off, and I still approach these people with respect and say, hey, this is an issue you guys caused.
They start to get mad at you for like asking them to correct their mistake.
And I've seen that sometimes, but not every time.
And I've been doing this is what happens to me is maybe it's a generational thing, I don't know, but if I go through a Burger King drive-through and they mess up my order, what I say is that's my fault for eating at Burger King. I blame it on myself. I victim blame. And I say I need to work harder so I never have to eat here again. And it doesn't
matter how rich I get, I'm going to be at Taco Bell.
I'll be at Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A, this doesn't happen because they have Chick-fil-A is just removed from this because they have the God on their side.
Different question.
But like when I go, I go to like Arby's and they mess up the order, it never occurs to me like to snap at the employees. I'm saying they're treating me how I deserve to be treated for eating at Arby's.
Because I'm in the drive-through.
Like this is rock bottom.
Yeah.
And I go there every day.
I agree with that.
I went to Arby's like last week, and I remember, and they forgot to put the smokehouse sauce in my brisket sandwich. And I sat there and I said, this is what I deserve for eating at Arby's. This is my fault. But a Karen would go up there and just lose it on this employee who probably didn't even speak English. And
she's
they would
mad at her husband. Like that is
right.
the Karen archetype. She's like very frustrated with her husband and needs to take it out on the service.
Yeah, so maybe maybe the differentiating line is young people are like victim blaming themselves.
A little bit more, yeah.
And older people still they came from a world that had higher standards when they were growing up.
Yeah.
They say, no, that Arby's, this is injustice. I've been
wrong.
There
used to be a smoking section at Arby's.
Precisely, yeah. So they go in there and they just like let some Guatemalan have it. And that person probably locks in for like 2 weeks. There's probably 2 weeks where, Pablo is like locked in and he's nailing the sauces going on the sandwich. There's napkins going in the bag. There's a straw in there.
And we all benefit from it. We all reap the benefit of Karen's crash out. That's all we're trying to say.
I'm not going to do anything. They forget the napkin in my bag and I'm like, this is my fault. I need to work harder.
That guy is allowed to make a mistake, though. He's a human being. The fact that you're even questioning
but that's not a mistake.
Insane.
Like messing up something as simple as a fast food order is an indictment of like your how you carry yourself.
Because this is a job that is for the lowest common denominator at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would like to move on.
We're gonna have to
had a
before I attack that opinion as well. But yes, let's go.
We have had a constructive conversation about the place of the Karen in our culture today, but we do have to move on.